I got it.
You got it? Only Liz is getting it. I hope you're getting it as well. Hello, everybody. Welcome to this edition of Hanging Out with Temi. Hanging Out with Temi. My name is Temi Ajayi, and got some powerful ladies on the show. Should I say the show, ladies?
It is the show.
Liz, you're always calm, collected. Yesterday, well, welcome. If you're, I'm getting carried away, but I just want to make a rumor. But this is not a rumor; it's a fact. But I haven't been able to share that with Heidi. But I will share it with Heidi, and I'll share it with all of you in a minute. But please tell us what has been happening to you.
Oh, well, not much really. Just preparing for the year and putting things in place. I've got a partner that I did the Feel the Fear course with. So the two of us are checking in on each other.
Oh, good.
Yeah, so we had a wonderful chat. She's coming up with a workshop in the States. So she wants me on, her workshop. And I think that's how we kind of want to do it.
That's good.
Just when the one has the workshops, keep the other one in and so on. So we had a beautiful, conversation and just working together in terms of how we see the year with regards to those workshops. So that worked.
Yeah, it's true. Feel the fear.
And do it anyway.
Do it anyway. I like
That's
it.
right.
Just do it anyway. Best of luck. I like that. You got to collaborate.
Yes.
To do things. They said, this the local adage that one hand doesn't carry anything to your head. If you're taking a bucket of water, you need two hands. So it's always the best of luck on that.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And the power of networking that really comes out there for me. Because I also went out and met some ladies who do is it exhibitions?
Is it the one Heidi told you to do?
No.
Sorry.
No,
don't do that one. Don't do
that. But I went noticing some ladies, who do exhibitions. They're kind of Italian. I was introduced to them by Mimi.
Oh, good.
Yeah,
good.
And we had a beautiful one as well.
Fantastic. I hope they're watching you.
I hope they are.
You need to be watching. Fantastic.
Yeah.
Hey.
Can I admire your hair?
Oh yeah,
just a moment, so guys. Just for a second here. Try to have a look at how wonderful this thing is. I'm so amazed. I am amazed.
It is beautiful.
Heidi is like, I'm trying to understand it. I don't want it. But I must say, this year, I promise you, is a year of cleanup. I'm serious, in every area. Particularly my hair. Nice. I often neglect my hair, and I've got, you always do hair. This, we know that. You see that you shave it, and Heidi's hair is always gay. And I know that I don't look after my hair. So this year, I promised myself, whatever it is that is happening, I'm going to.
Good on you.
Yeah, yesterday afternoon, thank you. Yesterday was not even convenient, but I'm like, I'm going to do it anyway.
Yes.
I went and got the bread. I gave bread, remember?
I had some bread, by the way. It's amazing bread, okay?
I did eat the bread with sardine.
I ate the bread.
And she's like, it's really good. That we don't call it a bread for nothing. No. And with sardine, it's really good. So I highly ate some.
Okay.
She liked it.
I love it.
But so it's been awesome. I got the agege bread and I came back. I did a little bit of marketing and this lady said, are you ready to do your hair? I'm like, yes, I'm coming. Then I drove to this lady's house in St. Albans and she did the hair.
That's beautiful.
I will be doing, your head is the glory of your husband.
Yes.
Tidy up, Yeah.
That's beautiful.
From inside out, but yes. So today is going to be wonderful. Sit tight there, find a friend, and as we say, get your cuppa. Some people don't drink cuppa.
Well, they just need to.
Get your water, whatever it is you want to get, and sit tight because today's topic is powerful, and we got some amazing people coming on the show. Before we go, congratulations to your daughter.
Thank you so much.
And to everyone else that has got children that is finishing year 12. Is that year 12 is really amazing in this country. It's like big deal. And it's actually more to some extent more celebrated than graduating from university.
Yes.
You agree with me?
No one hears about you when you graduate from university.
No one really cares.
Wow.
No one cares.
It's year 12.
It's year 12.
For some reason, even though people drop out of school sometimes, but it is that because I'll tell you why I think. Because people change their careers many times during
the uni year.
Yeah.
Right.
So I went into engineering and then I dropped that and I went into biomedical engineering and then I finished that, but then when I finished I did something else totally different later on in life. So I think because we change course a lot,
right.
But with year 12 everybody goes to school and supposedly like everybody goes to year 12, so it is celebrated much more than university graduation.
Much better than university graduation. And also some people got, we know some people that got like over 90%, over 90, and still a lot of people,
kids,
and now university, and some of them are not even able to get into the course of their choice, even though they got over 90%. They still could not get through. But for me, I just
why is that? Can you explain?
Because I think the cutoff mark was high again this year. With the COVID, a lot higher. With the COVID, you assume that university will make it easier for the student to come in and admit it, but they raised the bar, I think.
Yeah.
So to enter into oral therapy, what do they call it? Oral therapy or something like that. The oral gentle, I forgot what it is. That's what my daughter studied. Anyway, to get into any course, for example, let me say physiotherapy, they might be needing usually like 80, but this year they're moving like 97.
96, yes.
96. Ordinarily, it would be like 80, we get in, everybody gets in. But this year is very tight. So some of the students they're not very pleased with this outcome. But I just personally, I want to acknowledge you and I want to say kudos to you. You've done really hard and you know what you've done. You did not let the COVIDize you. You stepped over that and you did excellently well. So just, pat yourself on the back. And let me tell you, it doesn't matter. Like Heidi just said, some of us have changed careers so many times in the course of our life. So it doesn't matter if you don't get into the your choice now, but they're giving them a substitute course or something that they could do. Go through that and see what God has got in stock for you. You could be blown away. You could be amazed by the outcome. I actually, I have a typical story that I share.
Yes, please.
You know my husband's story?
Yeah, I think you did share.
Exactly.
Is it the last time you talked about it?
I did. And I think I've spoken about it before. He was going to do architecture and he was going to do accounting, but they didn't pick him for any of that. And he was like, I think he got 97 too. Like how the second class upper, and which like they'd like be nerd. Anyway, they got him into insurance and said, this is a choice we give to you. And he was like, oh no, but now he's never looked back, and that's all he's ever done in his life. He would not even try any other thing but insurance. So you never know. Just to encourage you guys. The other thing I was going to say is, one of my friend's son got admission to do law and engineering.
Oh,
I know he got good mark, 90 something, like all those
law and engineering.
And I know, so both arts and science together.
Yes.
But it doesn't even need it. Can you believe it? Because he's got a scholarship to go to America.
Oh, beautiful.
You know yourself, if
Wow.
you're watching that boy, genius, I'm like, can he keep it for me? That someone who's got this and he doesn't even need it, you see. So things happen for a reason. Don't despair. Don't despair or don't beat yourself. That's what I'm going to say. Anything else you want to share before we go on a quick break?
Oh, that's good. I think, sometimes we focus on that one career or direction that we want to go.
Yeah.
And when it doesn't come about, I know when I was in grade 12, it really was a challenge. And also being in grade 12 is one of the most nerve-wracking years, so definitely don't give up on yourself, particularly those who did not make that, in the 90s and who think, oh my goodness, now I need to reroute. It's okay to reroute.
It's okay.
It's okay. Yeah.
It's okay. It's all right.
Yeah.
That's just our little word of encouragement to you guys. And we'll go on a quick break and we'll see you on the rebound just in a minute. Welcome. Welcome again to Hanging Out with Temi. There is a story that I heard yesterday, and it was really bad. And you need to see Heidi feel the fear because of this. It's really heartbroken. I don't know if you listen to the news about the lady that killed her 3 children and herself yesterday. 3 children, 5, 7, and 3 of them killed, and then she killed herself.
Wow.
Well, it's been a long time that we hear this, and it's really heartbroken. And I just my heart goes to the husband that is left behind, the woman. We don't know what has happened. We don't know how this come to play. But whatever it is, that is disturbing or troubling, please seek help. Seek help. Do you have an answer? Do you know what could be?
So what happens is that people bottle up their emotions because they don't know how to process it. Sometimes they don't know how to understand it. Sometimes they don't know if it's an emotion or it's a thought or what is it exactly. People are confused because they're not aware. And then, the government helps, your GP helps, everybody around you can help, only if you are able to communicate that with someone. You need to be able to communicate it with someone. You need to be able to tell someone something. Well, I'm not feeling well. I'm feeling like, in despair, or I'm not loving myself. I hate my life or something. When people start saying things like that, that's danger. That's an alarm. And no one wakes up in the morning and decides they're going to kill themselves and kill their children. That doesn't happen. So this just didn't happen overnight. This happened over time, and it wasn't addressed. The problem, the real problem, the root cause for this was not addressed, and this is where it ended up. So I say people need to talk. People need to share more, and friends need to listen, and they need to find help when they feel like someone needs help.
Yeah. If you feel like someone needs help, you need to help. Like you said, some of us are doing these mental health courses. I think I've done the repeat as well, refresher. If you know someone is saying something and it's untoward, get a skill. I think the whole world needs to learn how to care for people, because you hear all this little thing and you just take it for granted.
Yeah.
And sometimes you don't know what to do. I know the neighbors were saying she's been withdrawn for a while. They know that she's not coming out again and all sorts of things. So the poor neighbors, they just everybody's distraught. You need to see them yesterday. But those poor little kids and even her, I pray that your soul rests in peace, and I pray that God forgives every untoward thing that might happen.
It's coming up for me. The longer I stay in this country, the more I realize that people are just people. Sometimes we think we're going for better.
Yeah.
And you
say that again.
Yeah, there's so many things I've heard that made me think I'm actually in Namibia. So maybe in that regard, sometimes we don't really need to think you're going for better, because wherever you are, people are just people, and people do the same things people do.
Wow.
So
Humanity,
there is
yeah.
no better anywhere, really. It's all just what you make it. It's all just what you make it. So if there's anybody out there who are thinking about, I'm going somewhere because it's better there, it's in what you make it. Grass, as they say, may always be greener on the other side, but many times we didn't know what they water the grass with. Different people could use different mediums to make it greener. It could even be fake.
it could even be fake.
Yes.
It could be lies. Sometimes you lie to yourselves and not saying, like you said, not feeling the emotion.
Yeah.
I like what you say, don't know what to call it.
Yeah. Imagine you feeling something that's coming to your body, and you're aware of it, but you don't know what it is. You can't even call it a name. That's when, if you can't name it, you can't have it. So you need to name it. You need to be aware of it, and you need to call it a name so you can actually process it properly.
So don't say there's a fear. What is the fear? What is causing the fear? Because fear is generic.
Yes.
I have the fear of the bridge. Is it because your car broke down on the bridge once? Is it because you had an accident while you were on the bridge? I think one of our guests is here.
Yeah.
But, we missed our underlay. Let's try and see what that is. Let's bring our guest on. There you go. Where are we? Hello.
Hello, everyone. How are you guys doing?
The underlay? Where was the underlay when we were having that? Welcome, stage. Can you hear us?
It's good to see you guys.
Can you hear us?
You guys are looking. Yes. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes. There's a little bit of a lag.
Okay.
But we can.
Yeah. The internet is good. I'm not sure what is the lag.
You know how internet works, so you work it out. That's your cup of tea.
Yeah, I'll look at it again, but it looks perfectly all right from this end.
But now we
just
can hear
waiting
you.
for it, but looks.
Now
Okay,
we can hear
that's good.
Yeah, I think the lag is also gone.
The lag is also good because you're in Australia, you're not in Botswana, so there's no reason why we will not be able to hear you today. Please don't do this.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. I don't understand it.
How are you, though? Welcome to hanging out with Temi, Sturge. First time on the show. Yay!
It's good to be here. It's good to be here.
Can I say something?
You guys are doing awesome stuff. I've been a fan. Show from day one.
Wow.
Thank you. Thank you. We're honored.
Okay.
I tell you the truth. That's one of the things we're going to say today. They said, don't say the truth, just say what it is. Now, when Steg says he likes it, that's a credit, because this guy is another borderline genius. And they don't muck around. They don't listen to something that is a bit, I don't want to use the name CRMP, but so pat yourself on the back.
That's nice.
If Steg is watching you, then you're doing well.
Beautiful, Sturge.
Are you with us, Mr. Ayeni? Oh dear. Oh dear. We need to get into the Easter stuff. For today, Why he's sorting himself out? Why not let us go on a quick break then? Maybe that will help us. 1 second, we'll be right back where our guest is trying to fix the internet. Welcome again to Hanging Out with Temi. We're trying to connect with one of our guests. We got 2 guests coming. One came but dropped out. So, this topic today, we didn't want to start without them on. So we prefer that they with us before we start today's topic. But the title of today's topic, it's Big Lies, Small Lies, and Culture. When you heard that, what do you reckon? What do you think about the culture? Why is culture coming?
Sometimes the cultural practices can kind of support.
Support lies. Dear, that hurts.
Cultural practices can support lies. I remember growing up, as much as I could be telling the truth. Your parents will find you guilty for something
that you didn't do
or you did.
Yes.
And when you say the truth, your parents say, "So you mean I'm lying?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you actually mean I'm the one lying,
Yeah.
and you don't want your parent to lie. So you say,
No.
So now you're placed in that that spot where you questioning your truth.
Wow.
So whether that's culture or what it is, it's something that gets stuck with you as you grow up.
Yeah.
Because next time something happens, what happens first? The first thing you tell is a lie, because if you tell the truth, then you don't want to be in that place again where you've said
be beaten.
You inferred that your parent lied. So sometimes culture can play a role in some small things that we carry along that eventually you have to process and say it doesn't fit with me anymore.
That actually sounds like a white lie. That's what they call white lies. White lies. I looked into these lies.
The colors, the colorful lies, huh?
Oh my God. They're like 14 types of lies. It's so unending. But the 4 that I liked was the gray light, the white light, the green light, and the black lies. Why they're giving them color? Anyway, makes sense. Because gray is something that is not really clear.
Yeah.
As they say, it's not really clear. I wrote it here. It's so gray lies. It's a shade of lie that you want to partly. Let's say you want to partly. Maybe this is that your one is white lie. But you want to partly not hurt yourself and not hurt others. So I don't want to hurt myself.
So you're basically being diplomatic about it.
That's the one. So it sounds like the political lies.
Yeah.
The lie that the politician lied that if you vote me in, so I will build you potholes or not potholes, boreholes and that. But they want the position, so they want to help themselves. And they partly want to help you. So now we need to weigh the balance of gray lies. So if I don't know about this. So if they look after you more than themselves, then maybe that's better. But when they convert all the money and all the resources and the community people are without, then that's where the problem is with gray lies.
Yeah.
That's not a lie. That's catastrophic. When you tell me, I'm serious. Like when you tell me if you do this, I'll give you that.
Yeah.
and you don't give me that when I do this,
Yeah.
well, you've deceived me.
They deceived us. They can continue to deceive us.
Okay, well, that's a lie.
That's a big outright lie.
Yes, yes. And these people are not truthful.
Mm-hmm.
So that is what I can identify as a lie, because imagine you telling your kid, do this and I'll give you that,
and you
don't do it. Trust is gone.
Yeah.
I think ID, you grew up in the Western world, so this is our life, because I can see how you say it's catastrophic, it's bad, it's great, it's all right. Wait until you get it. I think Stage. Oh, hello, Stage.
Hello, is this better?
Yes.
Thank God. Keep
Okay,
it there.
I've had to change location in the house.
Oh,
I
good.
think I was using a computer now. I have to use my phone. I'm really sorry about that.
Really?
Oh, good.
Yeah. So, sorry, you were raising a point earlier before I cut out and I tried again. So, third time lucky and happy, But did I miss something? Because I think I didn't hear what you were saying very well. But
That's right.
Yeah. Okay.
We just said you're a borderline genius and you're a very serious person and you don't watch something that is a bit wishy-washy. So I think we're really comfortable now. We're just squaring our shoulder to say we're doing okay.
Now you guys look good though. You guys look really good. Yeah, and I think I mentioned earlier I'm a fan of the show, and it's good to see what you're doing. Particularly Tammy, because you're my big sister. Most people don't know this. I'm actually quite proud of you. I love what you're doing. I love how you've been stretching yourself, because it's not easy to stretch yourself when everyone looks up to you. Everyone expects certain things from you, and you're constantly giving out, but you're not stretching yourself enough to grow anymore. But with what you've been doing lately, you've been stretching yourself to grow. That way, you're opening up your capacity so that you have more resource to be able to resource others. So it's exceptional. I'm very proud to be your little brother, and I'm very proud of you.
Thank
And
you.
I'm proud of Liz and Heidi as well. Meeting
Thank
the
you.
two of you. It was really good.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Look, when you have powerful people around you, it'll be silly for you not to keep on growing, because then you'll be talking, I will not know how to contribute, and I wouldn't have an idea what you're talking about. So you guys push me even to get better, and and then I get capacity, around me. So thank you so much. Stage, for the benefit of the people that are just coming on the show or that want to know you, would you please tell us a little bit about yourself? You got two girls and you got an amazing woman called Bolanle, which I love dearly.
Yeah. So yeah, my name is Sturge. I'm Tammy's little brother, the last brother. I'm the last born. I'm the last born that doesn't have a last born syndrome, if you ever heard of that. So, I've got two kids. I studied. So both of my girls, I chose the Z name before I go to my study. I'll just tell you a little bit. I chose the Z alphabet because in my family, I come from a very big family. Every alphabet is essentially taken except for the Z alphabet. So I chose the Z alphabet to be able to name my daughters, and both of their names have meaning. So the first one is Ziva, which is in Aramaic, which means the delight of God, or the light of God, which is based on Psalms 28. And Zuriela is the second one, which is means the Lord is my rock and my strength, which is also based on Psalm 18. So my name Sturge has a dual meaning, which is in acronym, it means son of the ever-reigning God. And in literal Aramaic, it means the joy of the son of the ever-reigning God. So what else? I studied marketing and management at university, and I have my master's in business administration, focusing on strategic leadership communication. And right now I work with Australian Defence Force. So, and I love my job. I've been doing that now for the past few years, and yeah, I was not ready for anything. I wish I had actually started doing my job a long time ago, but as God will have it, it's the perfect time. So yes. Is that enough, or do you need me to share anything
And
else?
your wife? Did you meet your wife?
My wife. No, I met my wife at uni. That was that's actually over 11 years ago now. We met, and something funny about my wife when we met. Not funny about my wife, funny about how we met. When I met my wife, someone introduced her to me as my future wife because the person thought would be a perfect fit. And upon our meeting, I actually didn't take my wife's number, and the person that did the introduction thought it was sacrilegious that I didn't take the number, and they thought, "What are you trying to prove? This girl has got a lot of suitors. She'll be gone like that, blah blah blah." And I said, "Look, if she's for me, she's not going anywhere." 3 months down the line, we met again, and it was like, "Hey, how are you? What's happening? Are you dating? No, you're not. Okay. Yeah, can we be friends?" And from there, we just became friends. We dated for 2 years and got engaged. And we came down to Melbourne because I was in New South Wales then, got married here. And then we started a family. So, and now 10, 11 years down the line, we've got 2 kids, 2 amazing, beautiful girls. So, yeah.
Fantastic.
My wife is an insurance broker, by the way. So, yeah, I'm very proud of her. Yeah, she got her master's before me. So she sort of like pushed me to get my master's as well. So
The thing about Serge is he can hardly ever lie. This is it can hardly ever lie, and that's his fault. But now, thank you for sharing that. Serge is also a pastor, full credence for pastor, man of God. Thank you so much. I'm really, really proud, and thank you for coming on the show and for sharing the little insight with us. And
thank you for
so our
having me.
topic today, we're going far fetching to it. Our topic today is lies, big lies, little lies, and the culture. And so when you heard that,
Yep.
what came to mind?
What came to my mind?
Yeah.
Okay, so
Can
I
I
tried to
rephrase it?
think.
You
Yeah,
want me to-
rephrase it. Yeah,
Well,
rephrase it. Go for it.
let me just come down to it straight away. I looked at
Okay.
it and different types of lies, but the 4 that
Okay.
we're picking up today is the white lies, the black lies, the green lies, and the gray lies.
Okay. So can you help me understand so then I know how to address each? I know of white lies. I've heard of that before, which is permissible lies, which is different from culture to culture. Then when you say black lies, what does that mean? Is that the unforgivable type of lie, kind of like someone having a baby out of wedlock?
Some lies are pardonable, but anyway, because that's where I got. I'm like, maybe some are pardonable, truly, but the black lies is, I think, it's a universal lie. It's the lie that the business people make that when you want to buy a car, they tell you that this car is functioning well. They've changed the engine. So the engine in the car looks like it's 10 kilometers or something that is used, but the actual car has used like 100,000. But the engine is showing something less because they changed it. So they lie to you. Those are the the kind of lies that is black lies. Why they gave you the black, I don't know. But the white lies, they said it is small, it's unimportant. It looks like the one that Liz was sharing just before you came. When your parents will catch you, or sometimes you're not doing anything and they say, you did it. And then you're scared because if you say you didn't, they'll beat you. So you say, yes, I did it, but you lied because you didn't do it. You know?
Yep.
So,
I know that one.
yeah.
That one. His older sister maybe might.
Yeah. but I think there's a story behind around that lies. Which
you're gonna tell this story? Yeah. Okay, go for it.
Okay, there's the story.
You can tell the story. That's
What happened, Serge?
There's a few of them, but there's this particular one where my sister had a family friend or her friend coming to visit, and there were two of us at home, and she asked me to tell the person that she's not around, and I don't know, but I just said to her, I said, look, I can't do that. That's lying. I can't tell her you're not at home when you're here. And my sister basically she didn't know how to react because she was like, "What is wrong with you? You're so weird," and she got upset a little bit. And but yeah, for
Don't
me,
tell
it's
them
a
what I did.
no. That's the end of the story, basically.
I think Mr. Abbas.
The rest of it is not suitable for media consumption.
Oh, until my hand was held up like puppet. That was it. That was. Well, I think Mr. Abbas is here. 1 second. Let's get him on. Hello, Miss Tony Abbas. He's muted. How do we unmute you? There we are. Let's try.
I think he has to unmute himself.
Yeah.
Unmute yourself, old man. He can hear us. We can't hear him.
If he's using a headphone, he might need to click on his mic. That might be the...
Your mic, we can't hear you. Oh, that's good. Oh, dear. It's you're coming in and out. You're coming in and out. We might go on a little break quickly while it's sorting that. Is that okay?
Yeah, it looks like I'm struggling with this network here. I mean, I'm at a friend's place.
Okay.
The internet probably will be the problem here.
Now we can hear you, though.
So,
now we can hear you. Yes.
Okay.
Can you hear us?
Everyone. Hello, everyone.
Hello.
How are you, Mr.
Hello,
Abbas?
how are you?
Hanging out with Tammy. This looks like when you're talking to international people.
Yeah.
Hey, Taylor, I can see you. Probably, is it okay to use my phone? You think it's better?
Yeah. You can try your phone because that's what Stage did. He used his phone and it was working. So while you're doing that, we will go on a quick break and we'll be right back. Use your phone.
Okay.
You can use your phone. It's gonna be a quick break. We'll be back. So. Welcome back to Hanging Out with Tammy. Do we have Mr. Abbas now? Hello, Mr. Abbas. Anyway, when we talk about these lies, thank you, Stage, for sharing that what happened about that about the white lies. And the intention was not to harm anybody, but when something is at the way of peace, when something wants to disturb your peace and you need a quiet time, and so you just want to protect yourself, that's why sometimes I say I'm not available. So apparently that's a white lie. So I've repented since then. And but the culture, we need to quickly go to the way of culture. Listen to this. How they say body language, you can detect if people are lying or not. That's the area I want us to go to. when we talk to all these sort of lies that they talk about. So I'm going to show this video with us, and we're going to speak to the video. So 1 second while I get into the video. Here we go.
Thought that Michael had scammed you by taking money out of your bank account. Let's take a look.
Yeah. Bank account's empty.
Your bank account is empty. How?
I don't know. That's why I'm talking to you, Michael.
You're only supposed to withdraw no more than 300, right?
Okay. Yes.
They're saying we did
300 at that bank.
I'm freaking out right now. I have no money in my bank.
No.
Why are you telling me no, and the people are telling me it's got $1 in it?
Baby, I'm surprised too. It can't be. The other one was at the bank.
Don't you dare ask if I'm sure.
Wait. Hold on. What are you trying to say?
You think I stole your money?
Or what? What are you trying to say?
Where is the
I'm over here broke now.
No gas money, no way to pay my bills.
Angela.
Let us investigate this.
You know what, Michael?
Go to hell.
What?
That was shocking. Michael, did you have access to Angela's bank account? Like, did you know her PIN number to her ATM card?
When she was here, we went to the ATM together to withdraw some money. And she gave me the number.
You gave him the PIN number?
Yes.
Okay. I gotta ask you, did you take Angela's money?
No, I didn't.
So Michael, do you have any idea what happened to this money?
No, I have no idea. Oh.
I have come to the conclusion I don't think Michael did it because it was something to do with the ATM. And my bank replaced my money immediately.
The ATM had malfunctioned?
Bank, yes.
Okay, but do you trust this man?
I got 99% trust, and that 1% he's paying hell for.
Okay, all right. So she trusts you 99%. How do you feel about that, Michael?
I feel good, but when we get together, I believe the 1% will be completed.
Dead do us part.
Till death do us part.
Amen.
Oh, gosh.
Angela.
Welcome back. I think I've got Mr. Abbas. Mr. Abbas, you're on.
Yes, thank you very much. And I'm so sorry for I think I'm at a friend's place and we seem to be struggling with the internet. So I'm sorry about the whole thing.
And now you're upside down. So please turn your phone.
Yeah. We'll see how I go with this one.
That's good.
Is it better?
That's very, very good. Welcome to Hanging Out with Tammy. I'll quickly tell everybody about a bit that I know about you. I know that Mr. Abbas, you were formerly a football soccer player for Australia, for the Knights, the Melbourne Knights. Is that right?
Yeah, you're right.
And you were a midfielder.
I was a midfielder, but my preferred role, I would call myself a defender. We call it the back four. But look, with Wikipedia, I think they put me as a midfielder, and my daughter is still asking me the question up till today. I was a defender.
You were a defender, yeah. But if somebody looks up on Google, that's what we get. But thank you so much, father, to 3 beautiful children and her husband, to amazing, beautiful woman as well.
Thank you.
And you've been in this country for so long as well, Mr. Abbas.
Yes.
Exactly. But you currently work for Australian government, not Australian government. Is it Hume Municipal or something? I knew you work for.
Yes, Yarra City Council.
Yarra City Council.
I don't know whether they're going to like me for putting them on the spot, but no, just kidding. It's fine.
Oh, they know you already.
It's okay. Don't worry. Nigerians can always find it. We can always find our way. I'm a Nigerian. Don't worry.
Okay, we'll get there in a minute. And you met Mr. Ayeni and the ladies, Liz and Heidi.
Pleasure. It's awesome to be with you guys. Just I'm thrilled to be with you guys, and yeah, really, let's do it. Yeah.
Fantastic. We were just talking about lies before you came on, but I don't know if you watched the movie we just watched. I call it. You saw it.
Yeah.
So when we talk about lies and we talk about body language, that's what we want. Body language and culture is what I was going to bring out from the video that we watched. When you watch that video before the end of the topic, before the end result, would you believe that the guy stole the money? That's the question. Would you think the guy stole the money with his body language?
Look, it's subjective, you know. I will speak a little bit about body language. Let's be sincere with ourselves. You know, I was born, bred, buttered, even teeth in Nigeria. I never knew anything about body language. Probably people that work in the sector will have an idea until I came to Australia, and I'm starting to appreciate body language. Yeah, I mean, from the body language, it could be a yes, and it could be no, depending on how you look at it. And I wanted to say this: that person happens to be a family friend. That boy is a scholar's friend. If I want to call him now, and I've asked him severally, and I'll keep the answer to myself. Maybe I can talk to you privately. That person, Kehinde, his name is Kehinde. He lives for me, honestly speaking. And look, I mean, from what he told me, I would say from the body language, it looks. I think if I felt, yeah, it was real. At the end of the day, look, my answer, I don't want to say it here in public. I'd rather say it to you, maybe when I see you post it. But he confided in me and he told me the truth. Yeah.
Because I'll ask the stage, when you saw the video, forget about the end result. Would you? What would your initial response be about the stealing? Would you think the guy? Would you say yes, he stole the money? I know why I'm asking. Because when
Thank you for asking. I think it's it. Yeah, you go. Sorry, I'm listening.
Go ahead. What do you think?
Okay. I felt like he started off wanting to distract the point of the accusation with the words no, no, no. His intonation changed the moment he started speaking about investigating the issue. I don't know him that well, but when we speak about body language, I think is good to understand that science is not just plucked the idea of body language from a tree or from thin air. This is research done over time. The cross-cultural context and empirical evidence being gathered over time. So irrelevant of any culture that you go to, irrespective of what culture, where you've been brought up, what you've been taught as a kid, there's certain nuances that are present when somebody is lying, and there's certain nuances that are present when someone is telling the truth. And no matter how great that person is as a liar, you can always tell those nuances, irrespective of culture. So when we talk about body language is not cultural. It is not traditional. It is universal. And we need to understand that. So if we understand that, and then we begin to try to understand how we then interpret certain nuances, we can tell that guy from the word get-go, I felt like he was not being sincere. I was actually surprised by the end. I'll tell you now, I was very surprised that the lady said, I trust him 99%, which also tells me that the 1% of which she doesn't trust him is as a fact that she's not sure, because the amount is so small, the bank was able to replace the money. If we're talking about tens of thousands here, she would not be saying, I trust him 99%. It would be a different ballgame. And so for me, that's my takeaway from that. He wasn't being honest, and I don't think he was telling the truth.
Oh my word.
Sorry, can I quickly say something to add to Steak? Okay, I think I'll disagree a little bit. Look, there are prevailing things that you will see when people are lying. I quite agree with you, irrespective of culture. But I'll share a story with you. My first job interview in Australia, the questions that were asked, apparently the best thing to do when you are attending an interview session, you have to look at them in the eye.
Yes.
You know, we're from a cultural background where you don't want to disrespect people by looking them in the eye. So that's why I said it could be subjective here. It could be there are perspectives to body language. Somebody alleged that I did something one day because he was looking at my body language. I am Mr. Tony Abbas, I'm different. And this is what I see in my office. Sometimes when things happen in my office, I'm the only black person in my office, and I get a lot of stuff around. Oh, this is that, and I always tell them, don't forget, I'm from Africa, so I know what you're talking about. Lie is lie everywhere. You can tell when the twins, when they do something silly, you see them holding something behind themselves. They're telling me that they would not notice stuff. Yeah, you're right. At the same time, I want to bring in this culture. I want to bring it in. I want to bring it. It's very, very big. So when you are judged or you actually insinuate that people lie because of looking at their faces or their body language, yeah, to a great extent. That's why I said I agree with you. But on another note, I would say we have to be careful.
Go ahead.
Okay, so in terms of the way he answered when she called him, and he said no, like that, well, if I was accused of like stealing someone's money, I'll straight away go, no, what are you talking about? No,
Good.
like I put myself in his place, and that was my initial reaction. I'm going to say no, and I'm going to be very, grounded in my no. So how is it that you saw that as maybe you could be lying? I'm curious because
I've got an answer.
Okay, I want Sarah to tell me.
It's a good question. Can I? No, let me. Can I please attempt it?
Demonstrate it, stage.
Okay, so I think in terms of what Mr. Abbas said earlier, that culture has a role to play. I don't disagree that culture has a role to play. When I say that there are generic nuances, I repeat again, generic. So that means irrespective of culture, there are certain generic nuances that are available that people practice when someone is lying. When it comes to having a deeper understanding of certain body languages or unique body languages or nailing if somebody is actually lying, you need to understand that person in context. So, which is different. So if you understand that person in context, then you're able to interpret well. So for example, he's a Nigerian. I didn't even know he was someone from my tribe. But immediately I heard him, I thought of three things. He's either a Nigerian, a Liberian, or a Sierra Leonean. Now, immediately I read those three cultures. If you accuse somebody of stealing, they're very aggressive cultures, except if they come from certain tribes within those cultures. And those particular tribes are not people that you associate with stealing because their demeanor is quite different. So the kind of aggressive culture that this guy would have come from, if somebody say you stole something, now knowing that he's actually a Yoruba man, I can tell you the first thing he will utter is, are you mad? Are you crazy? What are you talking about? He will not say no, because no is a destructive attempt to take away from the accusation rather than take the accusation head on. And the aggressive cultures, which I've mentioned, which are the Liberians, Sierra Leoneans, and Nigerians, will take that kind of accusation head on first in an aggressive manner rather than try to dissuade or distract from the accuser's attempt. So that's how I read it, to say, hey, this dude is lying. And that's why I was very surprised by the end game. Now, if you say that to a Zimbabwean or a Zambian or a Tanzanian, it's a different ball game. They will approach it differently. And that understanding of each person's or each tribal cultural nuance helps to understand what the underlying nuance that you're reading is actually, how true it is or how untrue it is. So I hope that's helpful. I'm not sure if I answer your question right, Heidi.
Yes,
Okay.
you have.
Cool.
Thank you for that. Yeah.
There's the other nuance that people to look at. That's when somebody kind of does that. And I personally have experienced that, people could be truthful and still do, something like this. So honestly, sometimes we really need to know the person to be able to say, this person is lying because maybe they didn't show any emotional connection to the story, which is what I saw with this guy, or they kind of doing something which is probably something that they normally also would do. But I want to agree that it's not fair that by looking at somebody, how they behave or they don't, and because of that, to be able to say, you're lying. I don't know how that can come out widely, but I mean, we really need to approach this with caution, to say, or to put it, a blanket over it and say, if you are doing this, you were lying. This looks like you're lying. So I think I just want to share that.
That's true. That's very, very true. But Mr. Abbas, what Stage said, do you agree? Because if, for example, if I tell you now that you stole my money, or your somebody who is just a girlfriend, because that wasn't a wife, was a girlfriend, and she's left, and before she left this guy anyway, she was nasty to him, she was not good for him anyway, and then you left for your country, and then you rang me back that I stole 300. I don't even know if that was 6, if that was 900, or she's talking to, I don't even know what it is. And all he says was, no, I didn't. Can we investigate? As a Yoruba man that you are, as a Nigerian Yoruba man, Lagos man, somebody alleged you stole your one girl. What will your reaction be?
If it happens to be Iyokwe, I will shout, Iyokwe. Kind of. Look, the Steg, like I said, Steg was that was apt. Steg, you were absolutely right. But what I tried to say, I was just trying to tell you that in saying that, we have to look at it from another perspective. And before I continue, like I said, I agree. Any Nigerian, I would say normal Nigerian would just probably yell and they even start sweating or cursing. Look, that thing, I said it earlier. I said that was Nollywood of the best standard. That person, the person in question, that was Mrs. Ajayi. If you want to have that person and his girlfriend, I might even get them. They live with me. This boy in question, that is Kenny, they lays on me. Kola is not here. So that was Nollywood to the so that was Nollywood. I know.
We would love to get him because I've been abusing him. I don't know what sort of Yoruba boy he is.
That was they were acting. The first time I saw this skit, I said, hey, what is Kenny up to? So they're earning money doing what they're doing. But like where this talk is about lies, small, big, or whatever. Yeah, like I said, a normal, like a typical Nigerian man will denounce it straight away. Probably, me, that kind of a thing. So for you to say, me, no, that implies probably he was guilty or he did whatever. So that's why I say we have to be careful too. It could be that individual person. And a typical Nigerian will straight away start backing, start yelling, So that could insinuate that that person actually was, did the wrong thing, lied, or was just, yeah, you're right. So that's what I have to say on that. A typical Nigerian, now that's why I said a typical quote and unquote will always straight away start, yelling or saying, why I didn't do it, that kind of a thing, on top of his voice. His voice was more like tender voice, like I didn't want to make a mess because I did a shit, sorry to use the word, I did a bad thing. And if we have to look at it from maybe I'll say fundamentally, or to take all this whatever scientific, he was guilty that day when that thing was. I saw it a while ago, so that was what I had in mind. But I had a call to him. Like I don't want to say anything, but maybe in person I will tell you the way it went. It was just Nollywood. I'm just being sincere with you. That was Nollywood of the best. That was Nollywood. That was acting.
You got something?
Well, I agree. Sometimes I like if my daughter, for example, tells me, I told you, mom, to do that, and if I totally believe that this is not what I heard, or something, I will be like, no, don't say that. You didn't tell me that, and that's like my daughter. And that's his girlfriend, and she's accusing him for stealing the money. I agree, and culture has a lot to do with lies. And some people, what they consider a lie is not considered a lie in another culture. In my culture, in the Egyptian culture, I will be in the middle of two girls, for example, fighting, and she will be telling me stuff about the other lady, and this will be telling something about this lady, and I'm in the middle, and I'm gonna be the peacemaker, and I'm not gonna tell this person what this person told, or this person what the other person told, and I'm just gonna, I'm not gonna be lying, but I'm gonna be very wise on what to share.
Good.
Yeah.
So that's
in my culture.
That is when there's the fine line between using diplomacy and wisdom and lie.
Yeah.
You see? So I'm just looking at that. I'm looking at the time as well, unfortunately. Somebody said one of the white lies that we lie sometimes that we might not be conscious of is some of us old folks, we like to protect probably our husbands. So for example, if my husband didn't have the school fees for the children and I pay, okay, so and I pay, and the children are, mommy, you pay my school fees. I say, no, it's not me, it's your daddy, yo. It's your daddy that paid the school fees, yo, just to protect the integrity of our husband. But this type of thing is little lies. It's white lies. So, however, it's wisdom. Because if you tell the kid, I'm paying it, the children, they go and say, my mom is always paying our school fees, our father is useless. So then or sometimes you buy things for your in-law and then you give it and say, your husband, you say your husband buy for the mother, but it was actually you that bought the thing for the mother. So these are the white lies. The question now is, are some white lies pardonable?
I want to answer that straight away. I'll say yes. Yeah. And I have one confession. I'm going to make the confession here. Can I go first?
Yes, please.
Yeah, my one. If the whole Nigerian society will hear this, even my in-law. When I met my wife, when I met her, I think there's this, I'll call it big lie, that I said I was playing for the national team. She knew I was playing football then, and while I did that, I played at university level. I was going to get an invitation to the national team. I didn't even have the letter yet, and I said I was playing for the national team. And I still think about that. I needed to do that because probably there were too many people trying to, jostle for my wife or my girlfriend then. And I thought I needed to make that big lie. So that probably, sometimes you have to do them. And I always tell myself, if I have to lie to save a soul, I will always lie to save a soul. So it depends on the way you look at it. So I don't know the time we have on this show. It is something when you call me, I say, look, I would love to be part of this. We can go on and on and on, but sometimes you just have to. And I will give another example before I let go. I know a family that lives in Australia, and I would say this is synonymous with a lot of migrant communities. It's a simple question. Mr. and Mrs. John Paul, what are you going to do in America? Oh, we're just going to go on a visit. In your heart, you knew you were lying. You're not going to go for a visit. So just to earn a living, so to say. So what sort of lie is that? So it look like I said, we can go on and on and on. Sometimes some of them are pardonable, but maybe to the next one or the next level of life. For this one, I always say, even our Creator will pardon you because you have to do it. But in the Bible, like I said to you, Mr. Ajay, I said, I'm not very good with the Bible verses. This person, probably Abraham, when he lied that somebody was his sister because he needed to actually be alive. So that kind of a thing. So for me, I think, I would say to an extent, it's always good when the kids will tell me a little bit of lie just to make something work for the family. But the thing about my kids, they will confess, they will tell me, Daddy, we have to do this for that. So I will end up by saying, because of integrity, it's not something that I always encourage. And but sometimes when you have to do it, you have to do it. That's it. So my confession, the old Melbourne we hear that I lied to my wife when we're cutting, when I met her, and that's one big secret. So a good one. I think everybody will take that along today.
It's no longer a secret now. You know, when I was sharing this with my husband, and then I said to him, because there is a statistic that says married men will lie to their wives 3 times more than what the unmarried will lie. I mean, that blew me out of. I'm like, really? Why would married man lie? And then I said to
Stay married.
to stay married. So I said to my husband, I said, what sort of lie would you lie? I asked him. And I said, for example, if you don't have enough money to take us on for the housekeep, and you lie to me that we have enough money. I said, do you know that's a lie? He says, no, that's not a lie when you are believing God, and you are a faithful man, and you are having faith that God will provide. And and I'm like, that's a lie. So it's interesting to hear that what you said now, Mr. Abbas, that some lies are pardonable, ladies. Some lies are pardonable.
I agree, that some lies are pardonable because some lies are jokes.
Some lies. You reminded me a joke. Can I quickly share this joke?
Yeah.
When I married newly, I used to talk a lot. I don't know if I still talk a lot, but anyway, don't laugh. Laugh means you're consenting. And then I will be talking, and I never knew that my husband will have slept. And then I'll be talking, and so I will talk, and then I will sleep. The one day I knew that he wasn't responding, or he will snap out of sleep and he will say, answer me, the last question or something. But I trusted him 100%. So I thought he's listening to me. We just got married. We were told that when you get married, you listen to your wife. You always say, yes, ma'am, and all that, but he's gone. So one day I discovered that he was sleeping. So he was lying that he was listening, but he wasn't listening, So that is the kind of white lie. So I said, why are you lying? And he says, that's not a lie. What did you call it again?
It's a joke.
It's a joke. There you go. That was a joke. So some lies are jokes, but as long as it's not harmful to the other person. But I was a bit upset.
Okay.
Yeah, I was a bit upset. But so now I'm very inquisitive. I'm listening. Are you listening? What did I say last? Repeat after me, kind of a thing. But omission is not good. And also exaggeration is not good, because you can get a job and you're a nurse, you're like a word made in Nigeria, for example, nurse aide, and you come here and say you're a nurse, and then they give you a client to look after, for example. That is dangerous. You can kill someone. So I think that is really bad. Or manipulation. It's really bad as well. Serge.
Thank you. I think I like what Mr. Tony Abbas said. I believe whatever you do to secure something is what you have to do to keep it. Yep. Unless you grow wiser and you repent. There's a point. The man, Mr. Tony Abbas basically just said, he just gave an example of himself fulfilling exactly what I just said. He told a lie, he became wiser, he repented of it, he's moved on. Not everyone is able to say the same thing. I think I was in the same position as you, Mr. Tony Abbas, when I met my wife. And financially, I was not in the best position because I had made certain decisions. And I actually told my wife, I was like, hey, look, I like you a lot. I love you, actually, and I want to marry you in a space of 2 years. But this is where I am. I don't have this. I don't have that. And I don't expect myself to have it in the next 6 months. So if you want to be with me, come on a wild journey and let's achieve these goals together. And my wife, I don't know, she's crazy for me. She came with me on that journey. I've never had to lie to my wife to keep my wife. I don't sweat about my wife. I've never sweated about her. Now, the reason why I said that is because Lie destroys the very foundation of what we crave the most as human beings, which is genuine, honest connection. Now, like I said earlier, I said there's some permissible lies. I'm not saying they're pardonable, because the person that pardons lies is the person that the decision is dependent on. But when I say permissible, it means our culture as a whole allows for room or gaps for these kind of lies to be told. For example, my wife wears a dress. I don't like the dress, but I know she spends $300 buying the dress. I tell her she looks good in it, but I will not wear that dress to an event. Now, she knows exactly what that means for me because we understand each other's language. Yeah? But someone else hears that and goes, but you know that dress is not nice. I don't have to explain to that person that I've just told my wife that the dress is hideous because my wife understands my language. So that's a different thing. And I think what comes, the permissible lies, the issue with permissible lies is you need to, or we need to have an understanding of what we're doing or why we're doing what we're doing. What is the intent of you employing that permissible lie? If the intent is to save face, protect your ego, protect your space or your territory, protect your peace of mind, it's still a selfish agenda. And at the end of the day, when the opportunity comes next time for you to give that opportunity to allow yourself room to breathe, guess what? I do this, I've done this before, not that I do it now, but I've done it before. Everyone will default to what worked the last time. You will lie again. And that's why I said, if you lie to secure something, you will always lie to protect it. As a matter of fact, it's been researched to say that the moment you lie, you have to tell 5 different lies to keep that lie a reality. And the thing about lie is this, the lie always outlives the liar. Always will outlive the liar. I can lie to you and you can buy it, and I might repent in my own space, my own head space, and go, if you believe in God, I don't know if most of your viewers believe in God, but if someone says, I believe in God, and say, God forgive me, or you go, oh, I've repented of that, I'm moving on with my life, I'm changing now, the person you've told a lie will never forget. And they will always ask that question. And in their mind, you've painted a picture of what is not real. So when they end up finding out, you lose that seed of the very seed of what we crave the most, which is genuine connection. And that seed is trust. The seed of genuine connection and genuine relationship is trust. So once you lose that, the face you're saving is now gone. The ego you're saving is now gone. The peace you're keeping is now chaotic, So it's always best to, I believe, if you are in a situation where you don't have a personal relationship with the people, just tell it as it is. And you don't need to apologize. People may not like your language, but they will know you as the person that they can count on to always tell the truth. And if you have personal relationship with a person and you can employ a language to protect their feelings, then have that conversation with the person to let them know, hey, look, this is how I felt about it last time, but I couldn't tell you because I didn't want to hurt you. Now you've fessed up to the lie you told, you've now repented, you've moved on, you've changed the language. Next time when you have that interaction again, you're able to tell them the truth in a different way that doesn't hurt their feeling. That's my take on it. That's how I do. That's how I live my life. My sister says it's hard for me to. I don't have a lot of friends. I've got very few friends, and the reason is because we live in a cultural world where our society baits you to the edge before dropping you and hanging you out to dry. And we don't have to engage in that. We don't have to engage in being baited to the point of being hung out to dry. Just tell the truth. People may not like it. Mr. Abbas quoted the scripture, and I'll end with this. He says many things about Abraham lying and all of this. And the thing about the Bible is this: I'll say this: there's a New Testament and there's Old Testament. So under the Old Testament, which Mr. Abbas was quoting, there was a different covenant, which is an agreement that human beings had with God. And under that agreement, there were certain things that were permissible that are no longer permissible under the New Testament. Because in the New Testament, we have more knowledge than they had under the Old Testament. So in the Old Testament, you could do certain things and get away with it. You could, but in the New Testament, you now have a new standard of living. more knowledge, more information. So therefore, there's a higher responsibility on every single one of us that subscribe to that belief system to be mindful of what we say and how we do things. Because Jesus said, every word we say, we'll give account. So are we just saying it to protect our social status or to protect that and get away with it and live another day to fight another day? Or are we constantly being firm and being planted and having a foundation where people can count on us as being the truth teller every time? Doesn't mean that you don't lie or you don't say things sometimes you do, but when you have personal relationship, you don't have to resort to that's my take.
Thank you so much, Serge. And it sounds like this is a very big seminar. But the thing is, it's good what you said. However, sometimes for peace to reign, I know some people they do. And if you're dealing with someone that you trust, you're very comfortable with, they're not going to chastise you if you say the truth. People say the truth. So I think it's always good to always be comfortable around the people that you're around. So there will not be any need for you to lie. I think when you lie when you're scared, you lie when you're not trusting, you lie when you, like you said, they're going to hang you out in the city. That's when people lie. So always be mindful of the situation. That's what I have to say. But some lies are white lies, which we got to be mindful of it. The essence of the show today is for us to be mindful of what we do. Sometimes you have $500 in your account and your husband asks you how much you have. You say, honey, I only have 100 because I know I'm buying the dress for 300. So I'm not going to tell you I've got 500. And then you say, can we put it towards this? No. You know what I mean? So I don't want to put any money towards that. So find a way to be able to say, to find people that you're comfortable with and say, I've got 500, but please don't ask me for it, because if you do, I'm not giving. I'm not giving. So I think, like you said, our culture.
Simple as that, yeah.
But the culture is supported this, and also people that are truthful, they're not popular anywhere. Even Jesus was popular. They're not popular anywhere. There is no reward for
them. Yes, I meant, yeah.
But over time, let people will come to know that, she's like that. She will tell you the truth but we got to be mindful that it's not hurtful. There's a way to deliver the truth that is still not hurtful. I think the reason why people are lying is, I don't want to hurt you, I don't want to hurt myself, so I will lie, or something like that. So to just be mindful of it. But going back to the culture, which you guys talked about, just for us to be mindful that also in the Western world, there's a theory that they're saying all about to detect lies. They said when you are trying to convince people and you're trying to explain yourself, you're lying. And I looked at that, I'm like, my heart was like, what a shame, because where I come from, we always explain, but like this is universally accepted though in the Western world, or the theorists, they said, if you're convincing people, if they say, tell me, do you take this cup? I said, no, I won't take the cup because I know the cup belongs to Heidi, or Lisa. I didn't. If you're trying to explain, they think you're trying to change their perception. And then they said you're a liar. I just want to say, whoever is watching this video or wherever is going to, do not judge people according to the way you perceive them. Because a lot of people have missed their destiny. A lot of people are probably even in jail for this thing because they look at their little philosophy that they studied. I don't know how many people they studied for, with, and then they come to, if you're convincing people, then, they want you to say, did you take this cup? No, I didn't. And you keep a straight face. No. Yeah, we have all those. No, I didn't. Why? No, you have to explain, but they said don't explain. So there are little ounces that people are sharing that I thought we should talk about it on the show. Don't judge people by what the little knowledge that you have, because you need to go to my little hood to know the way we explain ourselves to get ourselves out of situation that we think we did not belong, because it's the truth. I didn't move the cup. Why didn't you ask the two people around me? Why are you facing me? Because you didn't ask them, you're asking me. I get offended and I'll be defensive. If you do that, then you're a liar, which is totally wrong. Instead, you were trying to say something.
Sorry, I just wanted to add to what you're saying. I think understanding that. Let me put it this way: one of the biggest challenges we have in understanding what science or what academics call anthropological and sociological dynamics, which are basically like the way human beings live, the way we interact with each. That's basically what it means. It's just big words. But the way we live, the way we interact with each other, to be able to understand that, we can't give the responsibility of the answers that we've received from science back to science. No, I don't know if I'm making sense. So this is what we do a lot, like what you were saying about, we say, if this person does this, if they touch their face while they're talking to me, if they scratch, if they cross their legs, or if their arms are crossed, and something is wrong. So generic answers science has found, they're not cultural dynamic science has unearthed. It is, the onus is on every individual to find out what the cultural dynamic is in relating to that person. Heidi was mentioning Egypt. I used to have a friend, an Egyptian friend. His name is Azza, fantastic guy. And I remember when I met Azza and I tried to relate to him based on my knowledge of human interaction and that social, anthropological, whatever jargon that science has created. I read him wrong. I thought Azza didn't want to be a friend, whereas Azza wanted to invite me out to go play soccer. And so for the first 3 or 6 months that I knew Azza, I didn't call him. I didn't relate to him directly. And what I noticed was that every Sunday he would approach me at church and want to talk to me.
I think
it's not his culture. It's not the way he operates. So sorry?
Yeah, I think
you go.
I think we're missing you, Stage, but I understand what you're trying to say. It's good that you could do that, but not all of us can do that.
Oh.
We can't know each other's culture. Like one day, for example, I was talking to Liz one time, and Liz said one time she went to Tanzania and she freaked out because is it Tanzania?
Yeah.
Too many people in Tanzania, she said. I think there were about 5 million people there. And to her, that's what too many. I can't go. But if I see Liz, and it's because I asked Liz that she told me, but I automatically believe that Liz is from Africa. She should know how to drive in Lagos and meet billions of people, but she's not. But not every time, and a lot of time you don't have opportunity to know each other's culture. I think the best thing to go about labeling, come off this labeling people is to Stage still want to finish. So yeah. I just want to say to give people the opportunity.
No, you just made the point. You made mention of you just nailed it on the head what I was trying to drive at, which is we all crave that personal, honest connection. That's why we relate. There's no point to it. Even at work, that's what we want. So why are we then playing games when we can actually get to know the person? Like I met Liz's husband. I think your husband is fantastic, Liz. I met him at the Christmas party. I didn't get to spend time with him, but from the little I saw of him, I was like, this is the kind of person I would like to know. But I didn't come to that knowledge naturally by just thinking based on my own culture. I've had to learn to read the body language and nuances and then throw that aside and say, okay, if there is something that actually challenges my prejudicial approach or mindset, then let's deal with it. Let me get to know him. Let him prove to me that he is actually what I think he is or he is not. And because we all crave genuine human interaction, then we should just, go with that and just, get to know the person. Work environment is different because you don't really know people as such, and you might have clashes and things like that. But that is also an opportunity for us to get to know the people we work with. We don't have to be best friends, but at least get to know them and understand their cultural background. And then we can begin to see prejudicial approach, wrong reading of body languages and nuances begin to dissipate in our interactions.
So we're talking to the managers and the employers and all of them. They're the one that make all these wrong assumptions, and they put people in the same basket. Because I'm loud doesn't mean Heidi is loud. She's from Africa, but she's quiet. Don't say all Africans are loud. This is just to change the notion of people misconception about culture and tag them.
Yep.
Mr. Abbas, I'm sorry you've been waiting for a little while.
No, look, I just wanted to add a little bit of humor, and I'm going to ask.
Very funny.
I'm going to ask this question now, and I will ask everybody probably. Steg, how are you feeling now? How are you feeling today?
He's gonna lie.
So, look, you know what they call me in the office? They call me Mr.
No, how am I?
Okay. How are you feeling today? How are you going today? You go, apparently, I just want to hear from you. How are you today, Steg? What is your answer?
I'm good. I've just been out.
Okay. Let's assume the same thing. The same thing, Steg. I'm asking the same question. Let's assume a best mate just got involved in a car accident, and then maybe about 4 hours after that, hey, Steg,
Yes.
how are you today? I go, good. So, but that is to tell you, I think we do it every day, day in, day out. Look, it's I'll use the word. I think we can't do without it. It's part of the world. And one
Can
thing.
I answer that question?
Because we have very limited time.
No, please. I just want to say, but Mr. Abbas, I'm quite different from everyone. If you ask me that question, when my friend has been involved in an accident, I'll tell you I'm okay, but I'm getting there. That's what you get from me. Not that I'm good.
Okay.
I'll tell you that I'm okay, but I'm getting there. Now, if you probe further, I will tell you why I'm okay and not good. Because if you know me one-on-one, you will know that my good and okay are not the same thing. And that's why I go back to that connection, that human interaction that we all crave.
It's not easier to say I'm fine.
You know, connecting with each other. Because if I know your language, it's different.
Good. God bless you, Stay. You know, this is something that they know me in the office. Anytime I walk into the office, how are you today, Mr. Abbas? Even without answering them, they just put it in front of me, 50-50. Look, I explained, that's what they call me in the office. The reason I remember my big brother in the States was telling me this story. He was walking down the street, he met this, no, they're not close, but he said to my brother, how are you today? My brother said, comme ça, 50-50 kind of, and he said, what is good, what is bad? Then, at the end of the day, the old lady just said to my brother, you know what, you made my day. A typical African woman or whatever, even after childbirth, oh, how are you? Alafia, and he's again, perhaps he's got body pains or stuff like that. I'm just saying. But that's why I said it's part of the world. But one thing, say you are a family friend, Mr. Ajayi, you are a family, and I'm meeting the other two beautiful ladies today. I know Mr. Ajayi will always identify with people of integrity. They know me in the office. I know when I meet people of integrity. But lies will come. I call them unconscious lie or spontaneous lie. Why we will come like that? And there are pre-planned lies. That is the one I always say. Even God, we have for God to forgive. When something comes like that, and you have to, you know, like my wife, I'll be sincere. I felt I wanted. Mommy, that's my wife. She was a carbon copy of my mom, and I lost my mom before then. When I saw Mary, I felt I was seeing my mom. And I wanted to do anything to have her, not to kill, don't get me wrong. I just said, yeah, I'm playing for the nation. So sometimes when I did that, I was taking my heart, even my creator will forgive me for doing that. So it's like I got your point. There are a lot of things that we can add to this. I always use the word perspectives, I always use the word narrative. So it depends on where you're coming from. And you have to, and everybody on this panel today, we're all saying, making sense. Like even people that are watching, depending on how they see what we're talking about, it could be interpreted to mean something else. I will never ever in my life actually entertain or actually befriend people who lie. I detest liars. I believe in integrity, and I want to identify people of integrity, and that's what I'll continue as far as I remain on this earth. But lies will just come spontaneously. Why did I even lie? I didn't even know why I lied to maybe. It came, and I couldn't hold it back, So
That's very true. Fantastic. I think this topic is very vast, but we all agree here that some lies are spontaneous, and said some they're not pardonable, because we need to keep getting better, even to our friends and our spouses, whoever it is that we tell white lies. There's no need for it. If you are not comfortable and you have to tell somebody white lies, then that's not a suitable place for you to be. We agree. But the reason that what actually instigated this topic of lies was a case of two guys, a lady and a guy. One is Australian, the other one is another color place, and then the boy wanted to get this, or the girl wanted to get this boy. No, it was the other. The boy is interested. It's like Tony Abba's story. This boy is a good boy. He's the godly boy. He's actually like, you can almost back for this guy. But why he kept on saying little lies? Because he did not want to miss this girl by all means. And you know clearly that this boy is just trying. And so we were there to try and convince the girl to say, this boy doesn't mean any harm. He's just doing everything possible to get you. That's why he's lying, little lie. But this girl said, that's my deal breaker. White lies, gray lies, I'm not doing it. And then everything was down the hill from there. So I feel so sorry for this poor boy, that maybe you should not even say any white lie. You should just say the truth, because this girl is able to take hard truth. She's like pure, I don't want to use, like you said, the culture does not really mean anything. It's called white lies for a reason. So there's lies everywhere. People say, don't call it lies, call it you're not being frank with me. So this guy was not frank, was not being frank, but he lost this girl because of that white lie. So really try as much as possible to be truthful. It pays. It could be painful sometimes initially, but at the end of the day, it pays off. I think that's what we all agree. It pays off to be truthful.
Tell me, can I quickly say something? Maybe Steg can interpret this for me. There is a balance in Nigeria. There's a Yoruba balance. And it's about Kuro. So Steg, perhaps we can just sort of put it in a better context. Look, this is what I embed in my kids. Honestly, in my house, I'm telling you today, in my house, we don't. I detest, and like I said, I know one or two could come. I'll quickly share this with you. I starved myself when I was dating my wife to be. I was hungry. We were in a restaurant. I couldn't eat. Oh, I'm full. All this. So I know. So at the end of the day, it comes back to what sort of thing you were doing with that lie? Was it just to scam somebody? Was it? My one was Ife or Ife. But at the end of the day, like Steg said, it could be I'll be doing that thing forever with my wife. Maybe that means I'll be buying that limousine. So we have to be careful.
Yes,
I was telling and I said, but I'm full. Whereas Steg, I was hungry.
Well, I will quickly brief the ladies what that means. He says that when it goes out,
I'll give your balance.
Yeah.
Initially, sorry, the ladies they missed that little point that he says that when he goes out, he went out with his wife at the time and he was trying to be a big boy. So when they said, "Are you happy? Are you gonna eat something?" He said, "No, I'm fine. I'm full," but it wasn't really full. So just trying to be cool and to just by any means to get this woman anyway. So and a lot of people do that, but some people it boomerangs. It doesn't work out well for them. Some people it works out well for them. And we know Tony Abbas, you're such an honest man. We love you so much. We've known you for so long, and that's the only reason why we connect with you. And you know that. Everyone knows that. We really connect with you. And my brother, this one, I think he's been in church. He was born. He was literally born in the church, and I think the conviction is troubling him, and so. I'm sure he gets into trouble when he says the truth every now and then, because truth a lot of times. But keep it up. We appreciate you. But
can I just say? Sorry. Oh, you're about to end. Okay, no problem. I was just gonna say for your viewers, I don't want to give or come off or give the impression that I've always been this perfect human being. No. It's just something I believe that you grow over time towards it.
Yep.
You're not perfect
my
anyway.
standard
You
is Christ.
might be
Is not. No, I'm not perfect. So,
You should ask her
but
why.
when I communicate all of these things, is just to, we know what we want to achieve. We know where we want to go, and we should be like Liz. I think Liz actually nailed on the head. The first sentence she said, the first comment she made was, we should be mindful of the people that we relate to when we approach them and we relate to them. And that was why I said, since we want that genuine connection, it is always very important to make sure that that is what is driving our conversation and our approach. So if your intent is to get better with the conversation and relationship, then over time you come to a place where you can have the conversation to clear up what was the white lie and what was not. For the young man, unfortunately for him, he didn't have the luck.
We will have, in fact, because I told the ladies, I told them that these two people you are getting, they're powerful people. I don't know if we're going to meet the 1 hour target, but we've got 1.5 hours. We don't do this often. It's always, and maybe we've done it only twice ever since the beginning of the show. But we knew we were getting two powerful people, and you got this insight that you're going to get. I know you didn't even have enough time to give us the humor and the funny thing, both of you. But we'll bring you back. Would you come back when we bring you back next time, please? If we invite you.
Pleasure. Thank you.
We appreciate it.
Yeah, it'll be a pleasure. It'll be an honor.
Yeah, really, just to see these beautiful faces here and the people of valor, people of integrity. Tell me, I will always identify with you and your brother. We always speak well about you guys and what you're doing in the community. God will continually bless you. You have a good family. You have a good. Bumi just placed a call to me. Before this, it was a bit worried. I told you where are you? I said, Bumi, if you share the motive online,
That's the support for the girls. Yeah, he supports us on every angle. Actually, he's our backbone. Thank you so much, Mr. Abbas. I cannot thank you enough. I just want to say thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Stage, love you so much.
Thank you for having us. Thank you for having me. Thank you very much.
And what we want to say in the show is to keep seeking the truth. Just keep seeking the truth. A little bit, listen to yourself and what have I done? Did I lie? And start to build relationship. Good, honest relationship with people around you. We love you so much. And until next time, we're gonna say
goodbye.
Bye. Thank you so much.
Take care.
Bye. Bye-bye.